Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and he What do you think, Sarah, of this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say that basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana. And God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. How's everybody doing? God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much for joining on this this Tuesday. Almost July is done, man. Crazy. July is done. We are going on the 7th month of the year. And this border crisis, it is not ending. And it is just incredible how we have gone through since the year started. This border crisis, and it is not being controlled. And, you know, ultimately you thought, everybody thought, and the Democratic Party thought, and everybody in the Democrats thought that this was going to be changing, that, you know, that this was going to be better, and that the immigration crisis was going to get resolved. For everybody to know, people, it is the worst that you ever seen in your life. And it is the worst I have seen in Tijuana. It is the worst that I'm currently watching right now in Tapachula. It is the worst that is going on in Reynosa, in Tamaulipas, you know, in Ciudad Acuña, in Nuevo León, Monterrey, in Sonora. All the borders that are connected to the United States of America. It is the worst situation that you have ever seen. And these people are not calling it a crisis. It is just outstanding. It's just outstanding that they're not calling it a crisis. It just blows your mind. So for everybody that is watching, I haven't been on, you know, I haven't been on this couple of days. I've been kind of like, you know, doing my thing. I just received an accomplishment that I'm really proud of, man. We received the certification and the title for our career as, licenciado en Ciencias de Comunicación y Periodismo. That is, licensed of communications and journalism. I took a photo right here real quick in the morning when we received our certification, and we went to have a good evening, lunch. Later on this weekend, we're going to have a little celebration. But, this is the number one reason why we were not, today in the morning. So thank you so much, everybody, for being patient, and everybody for understanding. God bless every single one of you. The topic, it starts like this. And before I start, share this video, and please, people that are watching, we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube. If you can give it a like on YouTube, and if you can give it a like on Facebook, this will ultimately, get more viewers, and the information will be spread. And also, not only that, we get the live feed better out, and ultimately, the algorithms break. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link. If you guys like to contribute to our travel fund, we are about to head south, and we're about to head south on a travel, on a little travel that we're going to do down south. So down south in our country, and down south somewhere else also, crossing borders and crossing countries. So if you like to contribute to our travel fund, Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link. We are planning a really exciting and informative trip with some Mexican patriots along in Monterrey, another patriot along in Michoacan, another patriot along in Yucatan, and some other patriots in south of Tapachula. We're all coming together and bringing you guys live coverage of where is generated. Where is this generating? We see the catastrophe in our borders, but we need to understand where is this generating from, and we have the ability to do so. So we can go over there and broadcast and give you guys phenomenal coverage. So Buy Me a Coffee for our travel fund. Thank you so much. Let's get right into it, people. Border crisis, and close the border. A lot of people are saying close the border, and the misunderstanding. A lot of people are misunderstanding of what is close the border and what is definitely close everything. And it is a really different scenario. A lot of people don't know this, but the border has been closed for tourists, essential and non-essential crossings. That is basically the pedestrian and the vehicle entry. Now, there's different types of closing the border. It's closing the border entirely. You don't want to let nobody in. So that, in the economists, people that study the economy, and also the massive, the infrastructure on basically on trade, they will tell you the United States will collapse if that is closed, because the United States depends a lot on the international trade of Mexico. In Mexico, also, it is a bilateral relationship that depends a lot with it. So the only thing that is open, it is for essential crossing. A lot of the people don't understand what is essential and non-essential. And it is, and a lot of people saying close the border, but I believe that they're referencing to where the people are entering from. And if the people are entering from an open gate, they should close those gates. So it's not even closing. It's a statement of closing the border as a statement for the government of Biden to basically control this massive of influx and stop the massive of influx. It's really good. It's really important that we explain this, because a lot of people are saying close the border. Well, how are you going to close the border? You're going to close the pedestrian port of entry. You're going to close the vehicle port of entry. That will be completely undeniably one of the most irresponsible, I will say, and ultimately also it will be shooting yourself in the foot decision. So let's understand, first and foremost, before we get into closing the border, let's understand since when the border has been closed. And the border has been closed, and it has been extended. The restrictions have been extended to the 21st of August on 2021. This article was released by Mexperience, as you can see it right here. So it says August 21 of 2021. And it says right here, the land border restrictions introduced in March 2020 for COVID-19 has extended every month. Now, what is defined as essential crossing? And this is, look what it says right here, because everybody's saying close the border. Are you going to close the border to essential crossers? That is your own people. It says, according to legal notices published by the U.S. Federal Register, essential travel permitted crossings from Mexico to the USA are defined as, number one, U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents returning to the United States. Number two, individuals traveling for medical purposes to receive medical treatment in the United States. Number three, individuals traveling to attend educational institutions. Number four, individuals traveling to work in the United States, individuals working in the farming or agriculture industry who must travel between the United States and Mexico in further errands of such work. Number five, individuals traveling for emergency response and public health purposes, government officials of emergency responders entering the United States to support federal, state, local, tribal, territorial governmental efforts to respond to COVID-19 or other emergencies. Number 6, individuals engage in lawful cross-border trade, truck drivers supporting the movement of cargo between the United States and Mexico. Specifically, Donald Trump never closed the commercial line. That is the most important, the most important entry for the United States of America because it's trade, it's money. Number 7, individuals engage in official government travel or diplomatic travel. Number 8, members of the USA Armed Forces and the spouses and children of members of the U.S. Number 9, armed forces returning to the United States. And number 10, individuals engage in military-related travel operations. That is essential crossing. That is essential crossing for everybody to know. That is ultimately essential crossing. Now, let's go to non-essential crossing. And it says right here, what are crossings that are prohibited now? And everybody will understand and they will say, well, non-essential, it is the people that they're crossing through the borders that there's not a port of entry. I completely, yes, agree with you. Non-essential will be a person that is not asking for asylum and refugee through a port of entry. Completely agree with you. Non-essential will be, a person that is practically has just to go and visit the United States of America and has nothing to do but you just go in as a tourist. Completely agree with you. But ultimately, we know now that the one that is providing all this entrance for the massive influx, it is not the American people. It is the Biden administration. It is ultimately the Biden administration. If the Biden administration will comply with what is non-essential crossings, they will not allow people to enter massively through Roma, Texas, to La Jolla, Texas, to all Texas, to California, to Arizona, through all those places. But because of the Biden administration allowing this massive of influx, that is not considered non-essential. That is considered refugee and asylum. This is why the refugee and asylum has been the most lucrative business in the world. And the United States needs to put a gap of how many asylum and refugees they can accept per year. The cap gap right now given by the Biden administration, it is 62,500 asylum and refugees, plus the getaways, the gotaways, the ones that they cross and they never were inspection, and the ones that they cross illegally. That is millions of people. So if you have that incentivization that is occurring at the border, it is not because the border is not closed. Let's get it right. Let's get the facts right. It is because the Biden administration, it is providing that to eventually happen. So it's not because the border is not closed. The border is closed to non-essential and essential crossings. The ones that they're crossing are people that they're legitimate and they have a document to cross to the United States of America. So that is people that they're in need to go back to the United States. Non-essential crossers are being allowed by the Biden administration. So who is the entire fault and who is the responsible for the non-essential crossings and toward the people that they are not essential to be crossing into the United States of America through a mountain, through a wall, through all these places? Who's responsible for that? It is the Biden administration. Ultimately has an effect on the Mexican government, who is still in this globalist compact of immigration and who is holding also half of the responsibility of everything that is going on over here. If Biden administration will basically close their gaps and say, you know what, go back. This is not a port of entry. If the Biden administration will do what the Trump administration said that they were going to do, that they said, I will tariff you with 5% if you don't keep this massive influx. What happened when Donald Trump did that? Everything stopped. And there were illegal crossings occurring, yes, but that was something that it was, normally occurring every day for the past, I don't know how many decades, but it was controlled in a matter of fact. And you will make automatically Mexico collapse. So Mexico, in a way, not in a long term, in a short term, Mexico will eventually be pulling out of the globalist compact. So let me just refer to what is non-essential crossings. It says right here, non-essential crossings are individuals traveling for tourism purposes, sightseeing, recreation, gambling, or attending cultural events. And also says on the bottom, Mexicans and other foreign nationals with U.S. tourist visas. This is messed up because you're allowing people that they are non-essential through a mountain. You're allowing people that they are not registered and not documented to cross to the United States of America. And ultimately, let me use the word that now the Biden administration is using. They are not vaccinated to cross to the United States of America. And you got all those people that are not, again, vaccinated to cross to the United States, but you're allowing those. But you got all these Mexican people that they are always providing economy to the border businesses when they cross to the United States of America, and those are not allowed, and those are already compliant with what you're asking. That is the illogical thing about all of this, people. It is really illogical. So it's really important that we understand what is close the border reference to. I believe that a lot of people are using the close the border topic because they are referencing to the massive influx. They're referencing to that, but it's more explainable to make people understand who is providing for this to continue, for this, is this enormous abuse that is occurring in the border of the United States with Mexico. I have said this before. It is a colonization. I start using the term invasion because the term invasion, it sounds kind of aggravated for the liberals and the Democrats. So I turn into the word colonization. The term invasion has a derogatory, and also has too much angles to be explained. Yes, it says invasion, they take over territory. They're doing that, Oscar Blue, but also says invasion that they can take over by land and by force. So you're saying like, okay, by force. They're not taking the land of the United States by force. They're being invited. They're being allowed in. So, okay, it is kind of like it is an invasion. It is not an invasion. So it can be two ways. Oh my God. So what? Colonization. Search for colonization and look what colonization is. Strictly colonization, it is ultimately what it signifies or what is going on right here. So it was pretty important for me to explain how border crossing, what is essential and what is not essential, for people to try to understand. And ultimately, the number one thing is for people to know, why is this continued? Because people crossing through a mountain, people crossing through a mountain, people crossing through a river, people crossing through everywhere is not essential. All of that, it is not essential, people. So let's just get, the facts straight about what is unessential and essential. If the border is closed, it has been closed to non-essential crossers. But ultimately, it is still functioning because if you close everything, the border will collapse and it will inevitably, affect the economy. Donald Trump never closed the border. It was his last exit to really adjust the situation. He preferred, threatening a tariff to the United States, to Mexico, than closing the border. So imagine that. So God bless everybody joining in. Share this video, asking for a favor. Give it a like to the video, because if you give it a like to the video, more people will join in and more people were jumping into the live feed. So give it a like to the video also on YouTube, and give it a like to the video and also on Facebook. That will help out to, basically fight the algorithms and ultimately, to start, informing of what is going on. So sadly, this is sadly what is going on in Mexico and what is going on in Tapachula. What is going on in Tapachula, that is the border with Guatemala. It is horrible. And now I shown an interview, it was like what, 2-3 days ago? 2-3 days ago, I showed an interview where, the interview, basically it is a Mexican saying, you know what? What is happening right now in our city, we are being replaced. We are being replaced. And that is really sad to hear from a Mexican citizen that think that that they are going to be replaced. It is because of the massive influx and the massive situation that is occurring in Tapachula. The situation that is occurring in Tapachula, people, it is that enormous influx of people from Haiti and people from Africa. And they have been complaining that they have been taking over the streets with their local businesses. And ultimately, they have been taking over the streets as basically invading now property. That is invading. They're invading property. And ultimately also, they're not paying their taxes. Their businesses are not registered. So Mexican citizens are like, hey, I live over here all my life. I have my business. It is registered. I don't think that it was, that this is fair. I know that they're a necessity. I know that they have their humanitarian right, but there's a law in Mexico and there's a constitution. Where's the respect for that? And nobody is respecting that. And let me just put a video that it just came in by Tapachula right now. That is, a video of how the streets are looking outside of a building in Tapachula. This is clip number 1. That is 55 seconds, this clip, that it was given by our colleague and friend Juan in Tapachula. And ultimately, this shows particularly how the border is being in Tapachula, how it's being owned now by intercontinental individuals. Let me show you this. And this is going in a catastrophe because this is where it is originated. And also the border of Honduras with El Salvador and the border of Honduras with Nicaragua. Look at this clip. And you will see this clip is all men. All men. See a female everywhere. One right there with a kid. This is downtown Tapachula, and this is going to the park. As there's no space right now, and as I have told you, they were going to start camping out, and they are now preparing to do that. And this is a park that is supposedly they're using right now as a waiting area for the Comar or the ACNUR, that they're organizations under the United Nations for refugees to come and attend them. This is how they're sleeping. This is a governmental building, people. This is how they have taken over the streets. This also has happened right now. Where? Can you tell me where? In Tijuana. This also happened in Tijuana. Right now, you will see it at the migrant camp in El Chaparral, that they have taken over the migrant camp at El Chaparral, and they don't want to move. Now, these people are practically, they are not allowing, the authority to come in there and to remove them because of their humanitarian rights. Human rights goes in there, and ultimately, they start defending the property and the decision of the migrant if he wants to move or if he does not want to move. So the problem right here is, as I ask a question, and I'm going to clip number 2, but before I ask the question, if I'm going to clip number 2 right here, I asked the question in the live feed, close the border of Mexico and the United States of America. It applies exactly the same to Mexico. And it applies into Mexico more because Mexico is in the globalist compact of immigration. Mexico should be held accountable. Also, the Mexican government, let me rephrase myself. The Mexican government, the Mexican current government should be held accountable for inhumane treatment to people. This globalist compact of immigration, it is treason to humanity, people. This is horrible. Where is the philanthropist George Soros helping? And now, if you think that this is going to collapse, why are you not stopping the enormous influx of entrants to the border of Suchiate? Of the border of Suchiate, it is the river that connects to Guatemala. Where in the hell is the authority of Mexico being responsible for this, people? Where is it? There is none. So if you are allowing this to happen, ultimately you have the decision that is open the border. Why? Because before, when Donald Trump was president, the border was not open. The border was a little bit controlled because there was a threat by the 5% tariff that it was going to be applicable to Mexico. So nobody was, the government of Mexico was like, hold on a minute. They're going to tariff us in an automobile, avocado, and beer. Don't let nobody in. Donald Trump left, and what happened? That tariff lifted, and now it is open sesame. Again, we go back to the same situation as 2018, 2019, before the pandemic. So this is, both administrations should be held accountable for everything that is happening. When are they going to call this a crisis? Is this a migration phenomenon? This is not an immigration, more than immigration phenomenon. This is a crisis. Look at clip number 2. That is a clip of 2 minutes and 51 seconds. This is a clip that is showing practically downtown of Tapachula. And this is on his way to Comar. Look how many migrants are around downtown area. It is just, it takes you over by the opinion of the citizen of Tapachula that they are concerned for their own security. And ultimately, they are concerned also not for their own security, but they're concerned for their health. As lechmasis, that is the disease that it was coming from El Darién, Panama. A lot of the migrants from Haiti and a lot of the migrants that they're crossing that part of El Darién, Panama, that is the most dangerous place to migrate, that is a jungle. There's a mosquito that it has this disease or infection that is called lechmasis. It opens up the womb and your skin and pus starts coming out. It is extremely contagious. Now, all this lechmasis has come into play right here in the border of Tapachula. Most incredible thing that you will hear, and it is exactly what is happening right here in the United States of America, it is that the Tapachula government with the Guatemala government are not allowing Mexicans to travel to Guatemala if they're not vaccinated or if they don't have a COVID test. What happens to all the people that they're migrating in through the river and in through a water raft? They don't have control of that. So it is exactly, if you see, it is the same communistic ideology, open border situation in open border idea as Joe Biden. Joe Biden, it is controlling the border to essential, to non-essential crosses that they are people that they have a visa, people that they have a tourist visa, people that they have a work visa. All those people, says Joe Biden, no, you're not essential. The ones that they're essential are the ones that they're crossing from a mountain. It is just illogical. It is it's just upside down what they're doing. So let me just show you this clip as he is walking in the middle of downtown. Look at this. And the main purpose is that they are, saying they are taking over the streets with businesses. And it is just migrant population to the fullest. This is a park that also they are now, taking the part of the park. This is the back part of the park where the governmental palace is on this side. These local businesses are always complaining about the enormous irregularities, as you can see right there, standing outside. Everybody's standing outside. How? Imagine people that they want to go eat there. Do you think that they're? I'm not being discriminatory, but for God's sake, it is in a way scary. There's a lot of people that they're intercontinental people that they're not, from your country, and you're like, what the hell? It's a lot of them. Like, what's going on? Why all this massive of influx? Everybody's welcome, yes, but what the hell's going on? And this is exactly. Look at this. For everybody that is watching, how's everybody doing? Awesome Blue right here. Border Network News live video from Tapachula is how Tapachula is looking right now. As a lot of the Tapachula citizens are complaining that migrants, intercontinental migrants, are taking over the streets with their businesses, and they have taken over, local parts of the park. And this is getting by the minute it's getting more people. As you can see, there's more and more and more and more people as they're walking. They already put some fence right here, so people they will not camp inside of the park. This is exactly what is happening right here in Tijuana. It is exactly what is happening at every border. It is the same strategy. This is why it's really important for people to understand where this strategy of taking over parts and taking over parks and taking over all of these places, where does this come from? And it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same manifesto. You put it right here. You put it over here. Look at it. It's just exactly the same. There's a park. There's a local park. Let's stay right here until they answer us and until they bring solutions and they bring answers. This is the problem, people. This is the problem. This is exactly what is going on in every part, at every border. Now, again, close the border is the topic. Close the border USA, close the border Mexico. Let's understand what is close the border. And I will say to you guys, if I close the border for me, it will be regulate the entrance, please. Stop this massive and put a cap, a number There needs to be a number. There needs to be a, stop. There needs to be, it's up to, it's right here, man. And they say 20, it's 21. I'm sorry. Try next year. That's the way it is. There should be a number. And now it looks like it's nonstop. It looks like it's never going to stop. And if this never stops, people, I'm not aggravating. I'm not making hysteria about her like this, communist, incompetent activist says. It's not me creating hysteria. It's just the reality. It is a complete colonization of the borders. It is open border, open sesame, open to everything for everyone. Look at clip number. Let me show clip number 3. That is the last one before I go to a different topic. This is another clip, 1 minute and 2 seconds. Look at this. And it's really difficult to walk to the sidewalk. It's just really difficult. This is a influx phenomenon now. Tapachula has been so overwhelmed right now by the massive influx of migrants. But let me tell you what is more sad, that they regulated all of this, that now it is beginning to be normal. And that is what they're trying to do to the United States of America, to make this look normal. All of these people that you see right here, all these thousands and thousands and thousands of people, they are ultimately, their goal is to go to the United States of America. So this is beginning to be normal to the citizens of Tapachula, and they're getting tired. They're getting extremely tired of all of this. Why? Because nobody's controlling it, people. Nobody's doing anything. And you ask the journalist, what the hell, man? Like, this is really bad. It's like, yeah, man, but the authority is not doing anything about it. As you see the United States of America, and you're looking how they're coming in, and they're being allowed in. And you ask independent reporters and media, and they're like, what the hell, man? What's going on? And they say, the Border Patrol is just, is an agency that is just, a processing agency. It is the Uber for the organized crime. It is the Uber for the massive influx. So it is exactly the same. If the Mexican authority is not doing anything and the United States authority is not doing anything, well, you got a free canal, people. You got a free canal. But if you have the Mexican authority not doing anything and the United States authority doing something that is stopping the mass migration and sending them, okay, this is not a port of entry, guy. This is not a port of entry. I'm sorry. This is not a port of entry. The port of entry is over there. And there's lawyers that they are going to help you with your case, and there's people that they're going to help you with migrate legally into the United States of America. And if you have a possibility to migrate, what is your case? It's economic migrant. You're not going to be. This is why it's so important for everybody to go to dhs.gov and search what is asylum and refugee. It's really important for everybody to know. This is a huge problem, people. It's a huge problem that is coming over here. And now, not only that, they released an article, and they released an article, and it's a Facebook page that they released this article that is, that is talking about the women from Haiti taking over, the streets and taking over the sidewalks. Look what it says right there on the top. It says in Tapachula, that is the city that is connected to Guatemala. They say the women from Haiti, the women from Haiti are taking over the sidewalks. There's a comment right here, and he is a Tijuana citizen, of course, and he's absolutely upset because it should be fair for both sides, and I think that he's right. It says, yet U.S. citizens living in TJ can cross to do shopping, and is that essential? You're absolutely right. What is essential? Why is it the privilege? Because they're also providing an economy. But what happens to the normal Mexican that has a tourist visa that he can cross over and also provide an economy? I'm with you. When is this essential, non-essential nonsense is going to, activate against the economy and everything go back to normal. This is law and order. This is irregular entry. This is illegal entry. This is a crime because it's a federal felony to illegally enter into the United States of America by a non-port of entry. It is a federal crime. This is why Democrats, they want to eliminate the term illegal so everybody can enter illegally to the United States, and that will be not an illegal crime. It will be admissible to enter from all these places that they're not admissible to enter. But this is crazy because this is a really assertive comment right here by our friend Marco. It says, yet U.S. citizens living in TJ, there's a lot of them, there's millions of them living over here, can cross to do shopping. Is that essential? No, it's not. It should be only to cross to work. But ultimately, there's freedom. Still a thing that a lot of people don't understand. There's a lot of confusion with this. This is why it's so important for everybody to understand closing the border. Closing the border needs to be really elaborated into what the United States citizens want as close the border. The United States citizens are tired of this. And also Mexican citizens, as myself and a lot of Mexican citizens, they're tired of this. They're tired of Andrés Manuel López Obrador doing all of this to our country. Not only people, he's ruining our country by destroying it with enormous insecurity and enormous, the massive killings of women and insecurity in terms to kidnappings and more than 86,000 people that they have been killed in its first 3 years and all of this kind of stuff. But ultimately, also, not all of that, but you have the enormous influx that is occurring in our country. We're tired. We're really tired of this. And the problem is that a lot of the people that we are broadcasting about, and I haven't been on the floor for quite some time due to security reasons, but I haven't been on the floor for quite some time. And I'm planning, for everybody that is watching, how's everybody doing? Oscar Blue, we're live at Facebook and we're live at YouTube. Buy me a coffee for our travel fund that we are going down south with, some Mexican patriots. We're going down south into Central America. That's our main goal, and also other places. If we are allowed to, because there's a problem with restrictions. Now, that is the problem with COVID vaccine and the problem with the COVID test. So I'm not afraid for the test. I'm afraid that they're going to try to force me to take it when I don't want to take it. And they're going to tell me you need to take it if you want to travel. So that is what I want to broadcast. If that is happening, I'll be like, really? Yeah. Okay, can I record you for a minute? And then can I record over there in the river where they're crossing by? So I want to understand. You're asking me to cross over legally over there. Yes. But what's going on over there? So if I cross over there through the river, that will be no problem. So this is amazing how little by little they're taking over the sidewalks now in Tapachula. It is really sad. It is extremely sad. And this has to do with the final thought of myself on what is, it's really difficult to define what is going on right now. A lot of people say it's really easy, Oscar. It's an invasion. If you really sit down and talk about the significance of an invasion, you will see 3 definitions of invasion. And it will give you, 3 logical definitions of invasion. Some of it is taking over the property. Some of them is taking over by force. And another one is taking over a land by just creating a massive movement. That this is one that is creating, and they're coming in by a massive movement. But if you take the word colonization, you will understand, as I have done multiple videos talking about colonization and what they're doing to our borders, people, it is that. It is a powerful colonization. A lot of people don't understand, but we are being colonized at the borders. It is really simple as that. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, no, that's exacerbating the information. No, I'm not. That is exaggerating the situation. No, I'm not. This has not stopped since 2015. Massively, 2015. We're going at 6 years now. When is it going to stop? When is it going to be a control or a filter for people, biometrics that is way needed and the humanitarian rights and the activists, they are opposing to biometrics that is simple, and it is in the globalist compact of immigration. You have to have biometrics. People are trafficking children into the border. What is not understandable of that? Why don't you understand that their kids are being trafficked by the thousands into another country in abuse, into another country? Why? There's no biometrics with these adults, that they are taking advantage of children and they are using them as cattle to basically achieve a political asylum. When is it going to end? Why Donald Trump was stopped by using biometrics? Why? Why Donald Trump was stopped by exposing all of this and treated like a racist and a fascist and a narcissist and a xenophobic? None of those above was he. He was just exposing what was really happening at the border. And he knew what it was coming, people. Now everybody can open their eyes and kind of like, if you don't like Trump, but kind of like accept that what is going on, he knew something that it was up. Can you please just accept that fact that now this is out of control? At all the borders that connect to Mexico, it is out of control. At all the borders that connect Tapachula, that connect Mexico with Guatemala, and also Mexico with the coast, it is out of control. All of the places. And little by little, this is getting to be something normal. Getting to be something that is acceptable for us. When is it going to be unacceptable for citizens? And I'm talking strictly right now, if there are Mexican citizens listening to me, ¿cuándo esto va a ser inaceptable? ¿Cuándo vamos a decir que el enorme tráfico de niños y la enorme trata de personas y el enorme abuso a la libertad y también abuso de los derechos, porque están abusando de estas personas también, ¿cuándo va a ser hasta aquí? When, and to the United States citizens, when are we going to say enough is enough? You guys, you guys are U.S. citizens. When are you guys going to say enough is enough? When is it going to stop? Because this, people, is going on now for 6 years. I've seen it. And I was working for a radio station back in 2015. And I did a couple of reports because I was doing boxing broadcasting. So I was not into the movement and all of that kind of stuff. And I remember clearly, and I'm trying to find that audio, that it was back in 2015, and I was working for a radio station, an AM radio station, and there was a guy that it was the lead broadcaster on the show, and he was telling me, Oscar, have you seen what is going on downtown? There's like 15,000 people from Haiti that they just arrived. It is crazy. And I said, like, yeah, I seen it when I come to work. Then when I come to the radio station, I said, yeah, I seen them, and they're massively, man. They're fighting for food. They're fighting for this, and I remember that, and I'm like, okay, just let it go. I'm like, okay, it's going to be taken care of. We did not know when was this, where was this going. We did not never, ever imagine, as a Tijuana citizen, as a Mexican, I never thought in my wildest dreams that this will continue for 6 years already. 6 years. I don't have no problem against no person from Haiti, no problem against no person from Africa, no problem against no person from Central America, South America, no problem against my own people finding another better place to live. I have no problem with that. But there needs to be a gap. There needs to be a limit. And the liberals are going to say, there's no limit for suffering. There's no limit for violence. There's no limit. Well, let's fight that corruption in your country, man. You know, Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, has said, I am closing the borders and I'm putting national security in my borders in El Salvador. So I will protect the countries from Honduras and also from Guatemala, from the MS-13s from exiting my country that they are supposedly accusing me that I'm the founder of this gang. So I'm closing my borders and I'm putting national security, more than 20,000 National Guards in around my country so I can protect my country and to not be blamed by this. One that he's doing. Why there's countries like Honduras not doing that also? Where is the president of Honduras? Have you heard of that guy by any chance? Has anybody heard of that guy by any chance? Is he doing something for his people by any chance? Is he saying, oh, you know what? Don't migrate. Let's just create a filter and let's just create, this filter to get biometrics and who is migrating and who's not? Where's the Mexican president? Where's the president of Guatemala also? The president of Guatemala is after this. It's after the money only. When Kamala Harris went over there, he stopped talking. Have you guys seen him? Have you guys seen the president of Guatemala speak a little bit? Say something, give a statement about. He just gave a statement that, I'm glad that now Kamala Harris has said, do not come, do not come, do not come 3 times. I'm glad that she said it. And that's that. I'm gone. I'm going back to the home. I'm not going to answer for like 6 months. Where is he right now? Where is he? It's just part of the plan. And it is just, I have said it before, sadly, our country is used as a trampoline, and I'm saying Mexico, but it looks like, and has been looking like that since I started broadcasting about this, that is, now quite some years. And, and it looks like, it smells like, you can feel it like, it is to destroy the United States of America. Now it is more than obvious. I'm sorry, but it looks like it's never going to stop. And imagine if Joe Biden signs the globalist compact of immigration. Goodbye, USA. Really. A lot of Americans say, oh, where are we going to migrate? We're going to be taken over. Where are we going to go? It's going to be exactly the same. You're going to migrate to Mexico, and it's going to be exactly the same. As people are migrating to your country, it's going to be, oh my God. Horrible. It's why put the topic close the border, because my main goal to ask this question is for people to understand that enough is enough. Enough is enough. It is time for the citizens to do something about it, man. It's time for the citizens to do something about it. The citizens don't do anything about it. Everything becomes permissible. Everything becomes, complicit. Everything is okay. Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to say anything. Everything is going to be, you know what? There is, again, another, oh, yeah, we've seen that before. Like, okay, like 50 said, oh, yeah, we've seen that 100 people. Oh, yeah. Yesterday I saw a video of 500 the other day. Oh, okay. It's going to be exactly the same. And you're like, no, that's not okay. That's not the way to migrate. That is not the correct way. It's just, and more importantly, is for people to understand that it is time for people to say, no, it's no, and enough is enough. There needs to be a limit. There needs to be a gap. There needs to be, ultimately, there needs to be a number where people need to understand that is the number and that is it. There's no more, there's no more asylum because there's a limit gap. That is it. You don't have to cross that limit. But there is none right now. And that is why I brought the topic of close the border, Mexico, close the border, United States. Are we closing the border to essential and non-essential, but we are allowing massive influx to a non-port of entry? So where is the deal right there? What is going on right there? Give me the logic on that. Give me the logic. So are you going to be the guy that says, oh, it's Mexico's fault? No. When did this happen? When did this originate from? How did this originate from? How did this was brought to the continent? And if we are not pointing the finger, who is going to fix the problem? Pointing the finger, it's your fault, it's my fault, it's your fault, it's my fault. If you stop it, I will stop it. Now, let me put this hypothetical example before I go. Hypothetical example. So Mexico gets out of the globalist compact of immigration. Hypothetical and a miracle of example that I wish that it can happen. Mexico signs out of the globalist compact of immigration. That means that Mexico needs to do a process for immigration, and it's not going to be the same as it was before. Is this people going to stop from coming? Question for everybody. If Biden still is with his open border policy, are people going to continue to come? Question. Just for everybody to answer. And after you answer that question, and after you understand answering that question, if this will stop, another question. Really, the big responsibility of decision of the United States of America. It is how it is so important, the responsibility and the decision of the greatest capitalist country that exists in the world, that is the United States of America. It is the powerful country of the continent of America. If I say no, it has to say no. If I say yes, it has to say yes. And that is with all the cornflakes and the pancakes and the snowflakes that they're over here. They're saying, oh, that's imperialism. What people need to understand is their imperialism that is in the country. Oh, my God, man. Grow a pear and put it on the pants, man. Grow a pear and put it on the pants. Stop with your imperialism justification. For God's sake, get your butt to work, and that's it. Stop with your, oh my God, the imperialism. What is up with the Chinese imperialism? And you don't see nobody crying about it, right? China, it is imperialistic like a mother, man. They're extracting lithium from around the world. And their cheap man product, it is implemented in every part of the world for people to be depending on it. What is up with that? You don't talk about Chinese imperialism, right? But you talk about the American imperialism. Amazing. How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue this evening for every single one of you. It's really nice. It's really nice to talk to you right in this live feed. The topic of today, close the border, USA and Mexico. If I had the solution to say close the border, is not close the border. For me, is getting out of the globalist compact of immigration. And then later on, it will be regulate migration, regulate the border. For the United States of America, what is, comprehensible for what they're saying is close the border because they don't want this to stop. They want this to stop. That is what I believe that they're referencing to close the border. But a lot of people are referencing close the whole thing, that you will become a communist country, basically, if you want to do that. So, let's understand what is going on, what is essential, what is not essential. And of course, ultimately, the people that are crossing illegally to a non-port of entry, they are non-essential. They are non-essential. And they are on vaccine. And how is that logical? You're suggesting legitimate vaccination to people that they are going to be essential or non-essential. And you're not suggesting, vaccination to people that are crossing through a mountain, crossing through a sea, crossing through this, crossing through that. Now you got the Delta variant and all this kind of stuff. And you want to close businesses in the United States of America, but you're allowing this. So how is that? And then in Mexico, we're going on right now in the city of Tijuana when we were purposely, moving forward, and we were like, we're going back to normal. Now we are in green, because the level of COB over here in Mexico, it is determined by a stoplight. So right now we were in green, we were good, we were running. Now Delta variant came again, and all of a sudden there's cases all over the place. So we are back in yellow. That means that, if there were going to be essential classes, and you will see all of the pages in social media, and you will see all of mainstream media, purposely pushing, people to understand that. I don't want to get into it. Too much topic, and it will get shut down. How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. Thank you so much. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. Thank you so much for joining me on this live feed. We have a humongous plan to move forward. So Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link. If you guys like to contribute to my travel fund, Buy Me a Coffee is on top of the link, as we are going to move to go on a little, and it's not a tour, it's go to visit several borders of different parts, not on the north, particularly on the south. Right on the south of our country of Mexico. That is, where this massive is originated from. And, and it's just unbelievable what is happening. Thank you so much. You can follow me at Facebook. You can follow me at Telegram. You can follow me at Instagram. And you can follow me at YouTube as Oscar L. Blue. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Also, never give a shout out to the Latino community. I want to give a shout out to Beto Alfa Noticias in Mexico, that is located in Monterrey. I want to give a shout out also to to Carlos de Contracultura that is located in Chile. I want to give a shout out to, to Elvin Mendez that is located in Puerto Rico. Also, I want to give a shout out to Miss Miriam Gutierrez, that she is an ex-senator of Puerto Rico, and also she is a doctor. She's 40 years in politics. She served under Reagan. She served under Bush. Extremely intelligent lady. I want to give a shout out to her. Big hug to her and all the people that they are right now fighting communism in Cuba. You will do it. You will fight communism in Cuba. You will win. Don't get your foot out of the accelerator, man. Don't get your foot out of the accelerator. So thank you so much. Oscar, you have a beautiful heart and sing awesome. Thank you so much. Somebody was saying that my manager and my team was sending me a message saying that you're lip singing. Come on, bro. Don't hate, man. Why are you hating, man? It's always hating, man. Always hating. You guys, you guys sing like a lot of songs, man. I like a lot of songs. Particularly, I sang a song the other day that it was. I will give a little part right here. I like these kind of songs, man. I think I got the lyrics. Yeah. Little part. For everybody, man. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain, my friend. I say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I lived a life that's full. I travel each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Have a blessed evening, man. Cuando quieran, no sean ardidos. No te calientes, plancha. God bless you all. Have a beautiful evening. Man, I'm really happy, man. This has been a really good week, man. Really good week. Has been a really good week. I'm really blessed. Gracias a Dios. So, I just want to say thank you to everybody, man. We're moving forward, and there's huge change of life plans for us, as we need to do something other parts of the world, man. If you know what I mean. God bless you all. Stay safe, and like we always say, man, peace and love. Because always, your country's first. God bless.
Ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and he has. What do you think, Sarah, of this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
Couple of questions.
No.
Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening?
y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the best, basically fight for your country.
Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.